back. But just wait a minute and soon I'll be plastered all over the map. They see me and laugh. I look like a fool, but I'm grinding so hard it's a day at a time. I've been taking everything the Lord had in store. I've been down for too long, so watch me change the plan. Hey, yeah, hey, watch me change the plan. Yeah, watch me change the plan. What's going on YouTube? It's Black and Acoustic here, and this is going to be my first beat breakdown. I'm going to be talking a little bit about, well, on the screen it says Day 7, but the actual name of the track is called Plan. It's by me. It's actually the song that you hear in the intro, and sometimes you hear it in the background of some of my videos. So let's get started. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play the song without the vocals right now, because yeah, the vocals sound kind of trash, because the plugins for the vocals, I moved it from my old computer to this computer, so the plugins are kind of missing. So I'm gonna play it a little bit so you can kind of hear what it, and then we'll kind of get into that. I got headphones this time, so so there's no background bleed. Stop. Yeah, this thing has been bugging. Real simple. Watch me change the plan, yeah. Watch me change the plan, yeah. I've been on the road flipping my goals. I took so many L's in this life of mine. Made some grimy stuff, but I made it through. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's basically the beat. There's not really a lot to it, but if you could hear that, they're cutting the lawn out there in the morning, of course. All right, so first things first, let's break down kind of how I structured it. So the first thing I started with was a sample. I like using this website called Splice. The best thing about Splice is it's royalty-free samples, so you can go ahead and actually like use the samples on there and actually like make tracks out of it. Like one of my favorite songs from Kendrick Lamar off his album, off his new one, Damn, it actually uses a Splice sample. So I think that's kind of cool, kind of dope. So this is the sample by itself. I just turned on the volume on it a little bit, and I have a fab filter echo on it, and I have a one knob filter. So I'm gonna play the sample. This is it without the echo or the effects. And what I did was I put a fab filter on it. I put it on analog echo. So basically, it's just creating that like da 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 that you hear in the background. So this is it without it. You know, very straightforward. And then okay, and then right now the one knob filter really isn't doing much, but what it will do is I have it set up for automation. And what automation is basically automation controls the dials that are in the actual plugin. So if you look, you'll see I have automation lines right here, and what they do is you'll see it when it gets closer to that point, you'll see this start to move on its own. Basically, this is already predetermined automation or predetermined things I'm telling the computer to change the levels of. And when it comes to the second verse, I have it drop all the way so that and all you hear is kind of a filtered version of the actual sample. Now, I definitely recommend looking into filters and looking into EQing and, you know, dropping off lower parts of the song, because it gives the ability of the song to have more breathing space and more breathing life. So that's the first thing I did with the song. I took the sample, I set up some automation on it, Of course, I use the one knot filter. It's a wave plugin. And then for the drums, what I have here is very simple, not too much. I have a kick, snare, hi-hats. I actually have two hi-hats. And then I have an open hi-hat. I'm not sure if I use the open hi-hat, but so this is my drum pattern. And as you can see, I like using Ableton, like I said, because everything is kind of there. Like all my pads and all my drum pads and everything, they're just right there. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Very simple drum pattern, nothing too much. And yeah, I don't think I use the open hi-hat anywhere, but the kick kind of mirrors what the 808 is doing. So the 808's right here. I use a sampler. Basically, this is a sampling plugin that Ableton has. And what I did was I turned it down a little bit, you know. I actually didn't put it to one voice, which I would normally do. So basically, this is what the 808 sounds like by itself. If you can hear that. So I did a kind of a slide effect on it. And this is an effect. You can do this in any of your DAWs, but it's basically just a pitch shift, kind of like a pitch drag. You hear that? Yeah. So really, basically, it's really a pitch bend in Ableton, but what I'm doing is I'm dragging it. It's a glide, basically. That's the official term for it. It's called a glide. But what we're doing is just gliding on the notes. So gliding on the notes and coming right back to the main note. So you. So I'm gonna play it one more time so you can kind of hear the effect. Mm-hmm. And what you need to do is, if you're trying to find it in the DAW, just look for the glide settings or the pitch bend settings for the 808s. It gives it a natural feel because you're sliding on that note and you're not necessarily switching from one note to another. And you know, it gives basically a fresh feel to your 808s. And most times than not, a lot of the stuff, I don't really put many plugins on my drum kits. I'll just normally EQ them out, or I'll just tweak the volume a little bit. And then finally, what I have here is I have Serum, and I'm using a plucking bell sound. So this is what that sounds like, and you'll hear that. And it kind of has a echoing effect to it. Gives it a kind of dope little depth to it. It's really simple. And one of the things I recommend is, like, if you're making a trap song, if you're making a soul song or something like that, have like a simple melody or something that a lead or bells can play. And a lot of times, if you're doing a trap song, you'll add another melody or a counter melody on top of it. It'll pair with the original melody that you already have, but it will actually give it like basically like a call and response kind of idea, or like a harmony kind of idea, but not like a direct harmony where it's like right on top of each other, like soprano or alto or something like that, but a melody that like is played in another type of instrument, but it gives it like a fresh kind of feeling, more like a this is a call or response, or more like a this is kind of like an addition to the already melody that I've already created. So all together, we're gonna play it back and we're gonna hear kind of the idea here. I'm gonna play back the chorus, and then I'm gonna play where the filter comes in. Alright, so and then I'm gonna play where the filter comes in. So right before the filter is right here. Waking up to no and only master your hunger. I've been cooking plates since that free lunch was over. They asking me out, but they ain't know I'm Killmonger. I'll be the panther and you be the castle. Be following waves, but can't get you a cap. And they tie it up tight just to cut circulation. I lace it up tight and can't feel what you saying, cause I'm on the groove. Yeah. So that's basically the breakdown of the beat. One other thing I do want to check, well, I didn't do it on this track, but a lot of times what I'll do is if I get a sample from Splice or something like that, I'll either transpose it or I'll tweak the sound of it. So basically that means either an EQ on it, something to remove the lows, or I'll pitch it down or pitch it up. It just depends. I like to use samples, but also I like to play with kind of like how I pitch them and stuff like that. Because, you know, with Splice being available to the public, there's a lot of samples that a lot of people use often. So what you want to do is you want to make things original and your own. You want to give it your own sense of feeling and your own sense of flow, but you also want to make it musical. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's my process. This is my track Plan. You can see it on, it's on Apple Music, Spotify right now. Black and Acoustic. Black and Acoustic. That's black, the letter N, and acoustic, and the song is called Plan. So check it out. Let me know what you think of this, and let me know if there's any songs you want me to try to break down or anything like that. My name is David, Black and Acoustic here, and you have a nice day. Stuff, but I made it through. Saw my potential beginning to fade. Could have made it, but it rested on me, so I took all the hurt and the pain on my back, and I built me a brand that could never relapse. When I say it, my dopamine fly off the track. I'm committed to working that hard for the plaque. I remember the hunger we came in the game. I remember the couches we ballin' the same. We were walking, but now we done.